one from a very simple pattern. And I had a great day today. Super casual. This is part of the new vision of I Love You 33, to have it be real. And I'm making some leggings and a headband for a friend of mine who's having, or her friends are having babies here very soon, and so she asked me to make some leggings and some matching headbands. So the time I have is right after I got home from a walk with Alexandra this morning, and while she's down for a nap. So I figured I'd shoot a video for you guys to see how it is done. So let's get started. So you're gonna start with taking your pattern, and I'm gonna give you the link to where I got the pattern for the leggings. And here you can see that from that one pattern, I've made a newborn pattern, a 3 to 6 month old one, a 9 to 12. You can make, all the way up to, keep going with it. So the largest size I have right now is 12 to 18 months. But I've made so many of these leggings that I know how to, just by eyeballing it, make them bigger and bigger as Alexandra grows. So that's what's awesome about this link that I'll show you. She has great directions. It's another mama blogger. And she has a nice little PDF of the pattern. And if for some reason she removed the blog, I will get a PDF of my own and put it on the website. But I want to give her props for what she's done, because that's where I got mine from. So I've got my fabric and my pattern and my cutter ready to go. I'm using, like I mentioned, the 6 to 9 month old pattern. It's cut out, so you have it, see it there. And you're gonna, the important part, I've done this wrong so many times, make sure that this line right here where there's not the curve, right here, that goes on the fold line. So this is folded right here, as you can see. And then you just place that down right there and put your little weight. I have my friends are a blessing heart rock that Alexandra has dropped and cracked the tip off of. So whatever works, even a rock from outside. And then I'm just gonna take, I love these, by the way, the rotary cutter. You can get them at any quilting shop, even a craft store probably has them. Just make sure you keep them out of little hands reach. So literally just hold down. Some people pin patterns down. I don't. I think it's because I'm in such a hurry all the time, and probably because I've made so many of these that I just put weights and then cut. So on these, I also do, from the girl, I don't remember her name or her blog. I'm not trying to keep it a secret. I just don't remember. But her length is right here. I always add a couple inches of length, because then it just kind of scrunches up at the bottom. I also do, I'll show you the adjustments, but I don't make it come straight down. I have it come in just slightly, so it kind of tapers in at the bottom. You can you can't see here. But so I make that adjustment, and then I make it longer, so that way it's kind of nice, and it's kind of skinny jeans style, and then it bunches up at the bottom. And why I do that is because kids grow. Their legs, they grow so stinking fast, so that, before you know it, you just made some leggings and then they are already too small in a month. So that's why I do the extra length at the bottom. So I'll show you how this looks. Still have it attached on some spots. So we're gonna do 2 of these. So you're gonna do 2. See how if I open it, because it was on the fold line, it's gonna look kind of like that. So we're gonna cut out. One thing I also wanted to mention is that doing these leggings, it's important that it's a stretch material. Not so important that there's a lot of stretch this way, but important that there's stretch this way. That's where their little bums with their diapers are gonna be, and when they sit down and squat down and crawl, they're gonna need a lot of stretch this way. So make sure you've got some stretchy material. You don't put them in, try to make leggings that don't have any stretch. So you can see I've cut out 2 of each. I'm gonna make a blue pair and then a kind of a hot pink pair. So that's what we'll start with. Then I also have some material cut out for the headbands, each of those. And so I'll show you how much material it takes. But even if you just have like a one of your husband's large, if he's large or extra large, t-shirts that stretch, you should be able to make a pair from just a t-shirt. So it doesn't take a lot of material, which is awesome. Here is the fabric for the headband, and it's about 20 inches by 15 inches, and that's not exact. I always like to cut more than I need, but that is what I have set aside for our headband. So here is the first step, which is pinning them together. So it's right side to right side, so you see that the velvet is in here, or it's on right side to right side. So this is the wrong side out, and it is pinned along the inner part of the leg, and we're only gonna sew up to right here. Don't go all the way up or you will have to start over. So just from the bottom to the top right of this curve. The important part when pinning is what you want to get straight or lined up is the bottom part right here, because if it's off, that's going to look a little funky after it's sewn. So that's the only thing to think about, and I like to get all my pinning done first. So let's get sewing. So I just went up to check on my daughter who was screaming. Not screaming screams of terror, but just screams of excitement. And just to make sure she hadn't pulled off her diaper and was playing with poo or something, which has happened unfortunately. So I check on her, and she's got two little pieces of lint that she's playing with like toys, saying, "Come on guys, let's go." So she's fine. So if you hear screams, it's her playing with her two pieces of lint while she's supposed to be napping. So anyways, I'm going to serge across here. If you're a newbie to this, I recommend probably using your sewing machine and just doing the zigzag stitch all the way down here. If you have a serger and you know what you're doing, go ahead and serge. But I will recommend, was worth every penny. I sew quite a bit, and for kids' clothes, this is awesome. I wish I would have just gone a little bit lower end for my sewing machine and then had more money, or had taken that money left over and just bought a low-end serger. So that's my tip to you guys. But again, for newbies, just do a zigzag stitch. So I have serged, as you can see here, the inner seam of the leg, of each leg. Sorry, I'm getting tired. It's been a long day. And anyways, so we did not go all the way up. If you go all the way up, like I mentioned before, you're going to have to start over again. So then comes the last part besides the, so we have the sewing the two legs together and then the elastic. That's all that we have left. So what we do now is you take, this is the important part, you take the two crotch parts and you put them together. See the seams, how there's a seam there and a seam there, and you want them to meet. You don't start at the top, because then if you start at the top, it can be off by a little bit, and then it's gonna look like that, which is not gonna be great. So you start here, get those pins. So I'd put a pin here and then start pinning all the way up to the top. So here is how it looks once it's been pinned. So like I mentioned before, you start at the crotch where those two seams meet and make sure that those are lined up. And then you just continue pinning and see how it doesn't line up perfectly here. And if I had started here and made those match up, then it would have been off here where it's most important. So that is how it is set up, and then we're just gonna serge across here. So I serged these two together, so the two legs together. And remember how I was talking about getting the crotch lined up? And look, see how it turned out? This is probably the worst that I've done it in a long time, but I've done so many of these and I still get it wrong sometimes. Like sometimes it just goes really not so great. Thankfully, it's in an area where no one's gonna really see it, so this is how it looks on the other side. You can see, so see how there's a line there and a line there. And that's why I say for newbies, and this is funny, every time, it doesn't matter how many leggings like this I've made, I seriously always pray as I'm serging across this part, because that's, if there's gonna be a mistake when you're making leggings, that's where it's gonna be. But thankfully, for newbies who are using their sewing machine and just doing the zigzag, it's going to be a lot easier for you. So anyways, don't throw them out if it's off. It's just a small little, you know, error or mistake that's not really noticeable. But I wanted to, it's perfect so I can show you how it can look. So it should be lined up, and mine aren't, so that's just the way it's going to have to be. So here are our leggings that are all done except for up here. So we just need to put in the elastic to do the waist, and then we are done. I'm going to have to leave the headbands till tonight because nap time is coming to an end, but I will be able to just bust this out with the elastic, and then we will be done with our leggings, and then I'll do a different video for the headbands. But see, I messed up on the crotch on both, and you can't tell. So if you do that, which more than likely if you're just starting out it will happen, and just don't worry about it. Just leave it. No one's gonna see it or notice it, and it's okay. So we have our elastic for the waistband, and it's just a 1/2 inch with simple elastic. What we're gonna do first is, I'm not going to show you, but I'm just going to tell you, you take the edges and just about a 1/2 inch cross them over, layer them, and then you're going to zigzag stitch this way, so across. So zigzag, and then maybe do it twice just to make sure it's nice and secure. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll do the next part. So here you can see I did the zigzag stitch for both of the waistbands. And I didn't go over it twice, I just went over it once. The length for each size, I will maybe put in the blog, or I'll see if she has it explained on her blog that I'm going to put a link to. If she doesn't, I will put the sizes that I have for my patterns. I just wanted to show you guys this in case this happens to you. Here you can see the top of my leggings, and this is, you know, obviously not even at all. And you're probably thinking, have you really made that many of these? But I have. It's just probably that I try to bust it out too quickly that I make these mistakes. But what I do, in case this happens to you, I just make it even. Just take a ruler, cut that right off, and then go to the next step. So I trimmed off that edge, or that half of it that was totally uneven. And what we're gonna do now is just pin the elastic in. So it's right side out, so the velvet side is out, and you're gonna take the front and then this front, or the back and this back, whatever you prefer. Have those line up, and you're gonna pin this right here. Then you're gonna take these, it's in the middle, kind of do this, and then pin there. Then sometimes I'll even pin one right here and one right here. And then you're just going to once those are all pinned, you're going to zigzag around all of that. I'll show you how it looks. Here's how it looks when it's pinned. So the front, sides, and the back. Here is how it looks once you zigzag stitch around. See, there's the elastic and stitch on the outside of the felt. And don't worry about how this one looks, because we're gonna roll it down. This is the last step, and then we're done. So you're gonna fold it over once and fold it over again, so that on the inside it's gonna look like this. I've got to go get Alexandra, so I'm gonna finish it up. Nap time is pretty much done. I don't just lock her in there when I need to sew. We do have a designated nap time, and even if she doesn't sleep, she still needs to take that time to rest, because mom needs a little break during the day too. So anyways, that is what you're gonna do. So fold it over twice and then zigzag stitch around the whole thing. So our cute little leggings are done. This is how it's gonna, your waistband's gonna look once you're done. So see, that's the inside. Zigzag stitched all the way around. And that's it. These are plain. Normally I'll put like some little thing. I might still do it, but if you want to put something on the leg, like right here, you want to do that before you sew this. It's just so much easier because it's nice and open. Whereas now if I want to go back and put something in, I've got to figure out, I've got to sew it kind of like that. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to make leggings. I can't tell you how many times I have made Alexandra leggings. They're just so easy, so quick and simple. Yeah, so thank you for watching these tutorials and sticking with me in my transition from video or from regular blog to video. It's just that I have more time. So now I can go hang out with Alexandra, enjoy my evening with my husband, instead of in the evening once I put Alexandra to bed having to go and edit photos and write the blog. So thank you, ladies. So enjoy being able to still have time to do at least one of these a week. Lord bless you, and have just a wonderful week. Bye.